Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Heidi. I'm completely blind so I don't look directly at you, but I promise I'm right here with you. So welcome to the 7th episode of our end of year Middle Eastern series. I cannot believe that we are already at this stage of the year. We are almost done with December. Can you believe it? It's actually scary. So I'm very excited for today because I'm going to talk about my 10 Middle Eastern, actually 11, Middle Eastern fragrances for life, or those Middle Eastern fragrances that I feel I can't live without. Now, just recently in September, I did do 12 favorite affordable Middle Eastern fragrances. And, you know, while I still am very much in love with those fragrances on that list, I had a few unboxings in the meantime. So there were some replacements on the way. There are still some oldies here that I had on that list, but also some new ones. I also want to do an updated overall 10 perfumes for life. Let me know if you would be interested in that. I did one in, I think it was June of this year, but that was purely based on designer and celebrity scents. So this time I want to do a combined one. So if I could choose only 5 Middle Eastern and 5 designer and celebrity, what would that be? So let me know if that is something that you would like. So one of you asked me that I should rank my favorite Arabian perfumes. Now this was honestly an impossible task. It was truly impossible, but I did it. I really gave it my best. But please know that the one at number 11 is still a favorite. I mean, at this stage, I've got something like 100 Middle Eastern fragrances. So to make it onto the 11th spot, that means it's really, really a deep love for me. So let's get into it. So in 11th spot, I've got Noble Blush by Lattafa. This is Badi Al Oud Noble Blush by Lattafa. This is, you know this already, a very feminine fragrance. It is rose milk and meringue and almondy. And although it's a rose scent, that almond and meringue gives it an edible quality, like an edible, milky, nutty rose. This is a beautiful fragrance. I always say, 2 of my friends, once when they came to visit me, they said, "Oh wow, you smell so edible." And it was this one. It was this one. And this one was also on my list last time, I'm sure. Next up in 10th place is Care Felicity by Paris Corner. Now, I am in love with Care Felicity. This is a champagne fragrance. There's freesia in here, there's cassis, but what you mostly get is a very feminine, mature sugar. I think the flowers just elevate it to make it a mature sugar. It's like the flowers and the champagne plays a supportive role in making this fragrance a very bridal, mature sugar. And I'm not saying mature in the sense of dated, more than in a sense that it's not a, a youthful sugar. Oh, it is so good. I absolutely love this fragrance. Very feminine. Then in 9th spot, we have Molten Caramel. Oh, each time I smell this fragrance, I think this could have been in 1st spot easily. This is also by Paris Corner. This is a creme brulee, very sweet, popcorny, caramel fragrance. If you don't like something sweet, if you don't like something very realistically gourmand, you will definitely not like this one. This one was apparently inspired by Cheirosa 71 by Sol de Janeiro. Guys, this is a very strong love. Very, very strong. I absolutely love this fragrance, and I think it is appropriate for winter. Next up, so this is now 11, 10, 9, 8th. In 8th spot is Minya. Now you all know how I feel about Minya. This is a caramel, nutty, almondy, very sweet fragrance, but yeah, it's also blended so well. And this was inspired by Cheirosa 62 by Sol de Janeiro. Oh, this is so beautiful, so comforting. To my nose, it smells like a wintry fall fragrance, but one of you said the other day that it smells a bit tropical and a bit appropriate for summer, and I get that. I get that. I'll have to try this in summer to really make up my mind about it. But I guess it's definitely a lighter caramel as compared to molten caramel. So in that sense, I think it could be appropriate for summer. Probably a year-round fragrance then. It's just that caramel makes me always think of winter and blankets and, you know. But I can see how this could be a summer scent as well. Then in 7th spot, and I feel so incredibly bad to have this in 7th spot because I love this so much. And this is Gen Z Marshmallow. And this is a raspberry, strawberry, marshmallow fragrance. There's lemon in here, there's coconut in here, and apple. This one was apparently inspired by Yum Bougie Marshmallow by Kayali. I never smelled that one, sadly. I have to make a plan. But all that I can tell you is what I always say is this smells like a strawberry sorbet. It smells milky, but not deeply milky. More, I think that strawberry and that lemon gives it this higher note so that it smells like a strawberry ice cream, but more in the realm of sorbet. This is a beautiful, sweet, so beautiful fragrance that you can wear year-round, I would say. So in 6th spot, I have Giggle Puff by Yeka Tatar. And sorry, I didn't say that Gen Z Marshmallow was also Yeka Tatar. So this is Giggle Puff by Yeka Tatar. Now this one has peach and grapefruit. There's also coconut in here. There's vanilla. This smells like almost a mixture of Gen Z Marshmallow, a teeny drop of molten caramel, and Empire Victor. I know, it really smells to me like you get that lemon and you get that zestiness from Empire Victor, but also that lemon. You get that lemon smell, and there's something fluffy that reminds me strongly of Gen Z Marshmallow. I don't know why. I don't know, perhaps it's just my nose. As say so. In 5th spot, we have Pear Potion. Now you all know how much I love Pear Potion. This is a pear, sweet caramel pear. I love it. I absolutely love it. This is sweet but juicy, caramel. You've cut up that pear and you drizzled a hefty dose of caramel over it. It is so beautiful. It is so happy. Very good for summer. 100% recommend this fragrance. Almost said this pear. Then in fourth spot is a new fragrance also to my collection, but this is very new, and this is Dulzura. I don't like the feel of this cap. I really don't like it, but anyway. So Dulzura, oh, this is so good. Dulzura has cake, and there's black pepper in here and buttermilk. But Dulzura for me is a two-toned fragrance. It's like a two-toned boot or something like that, you know. It's got two facets. On the one hand, it's got cotton candy. Very sweet, high sugary cotton candy. And on the other hand, it has a deep caramel base. And the funny thing about Dulzura is that you can smell both at the same time. And in the middle of those is a red apple. Yeah, in the middle of that is a red apple. So on the one side of the red apple is caramel, on the other side is cotton candy. And the more it dries down, the more that caramel steps forward. And it's the same caramel that you will find in molten caramel. The moment I smelled this one 2 weeks ago, I thought something smells familiar. And it's that molten caramel base that I pick up. It's not a dupe in the slightest. But I definitely get it. As it dries down, that cotton candy disappears a little bit. And you are left with this caramel apple scent. But the cotton candy is not completely gone. It just takes a step back and it blends in so that you get this very interesting blend of cotton candy and caramel. So in the beginning, it's more the cotton candy for me. And then it dries down to the caramel and then the cotton candy blends into that caramel. Does that make sense? I just want to smell. Your molten caramel is a bit deeper than this caramel. And I think it's because of that cotton candy and apple that it's not so deep. But I guess what I'm picking up if I say molten caramel is that caramel popcorn accord. That's what I'm getting. Oh, I'm talking a lot about this. I love this one. The performance at the moment on me is not the best. Please let me know if that improved. I really hope so. Okay, so in third spot is my beloved Coconut Lagoon. You're probably all so sick and tired of this one. This is a coconut mojito. It is lemon and watermelon and oh, it's so good. It's so fresh. It is a coconut mojito, if you get something like that even. But it smells like mojito and you've mixed in some coconut and it's fresh and it's bright and oh, and that watermelon gives it this sweetness. And you know, every chance I get to feature this fragrance, I do. So yeah, that is Coconut Lagoon by the Ministry of Gourmand. So next up in second place is On Gomme. I know, in second place, right? But yeah, I have a favorite. I have a top favorite. So On Gomme needs no introduction. On Gomme is vanilla and lavender and cocoa, and it was inspired by Burberry Goddess. But There's more vanilla in this one. It is a beautiful, feminine, it's an elegant yet comforting fragrance. It is so beautiful. It's appropriate for day, night, office, fun, you know, lunch with your friends. This is just it's so beautiful. I love it. I love it. I love it. One of you said that you went through a bottle of this in 6 weeks. I don't blame you. Okay. And then in first spot, who can guess? Who can guess? I'm sure you can. I'm sure you can. This is Vanilla Voyage by Maison Asrar. I love this fragrance. I cannot say enough good things about this fragrance. It is milky and vanilla, yet buttery and biscuity. It smells feminine and biscuity, and it is so hard to describe. It's like tonic. It is like a shortbread. It is, some people say it's like eclair or cream velvet. I have compared the three. If you've missed that video, you can check that out. For me, it's not the same. For me, it's not the same. This one is denser. It's more edible. It's not just vanilla and milk. It's also biscuits. Biscuits and milk. That is basically what you get. Biscuits. And when you dunk that biscuit in milk, that is what you will get. This is long lasting. I am so scared that I will run out of this one, that I really want to get a backup, but I've promised myself I won't get backups again. So yeah, anyway, I'll have to finish this one before I can get another bottle. So that has been my 11 fragrances that I can't live without, Middle Eastern fragrances. What are your top 3 Middle Eastern fragrances? I would really like to know. Please also let me know if you would want to see a combined fragrances, 10 fragrances for life. I think that will be so hard to choose, but yeah, let me know if you would want to see something like that. And thank you so much for hanging out with me. I really appreciate you all. I hope you all have a very restful time. Until Monday, bye for now.